All right, so a lot of people in my life have insomnia. They talk about it a lot, and I think there's a common mistake people are making, not just with people that I know, but just in general, about what insomnia is and how it can be cured, or if it's curable at all, really, right? You don't have insomnia, okay? You don't have insomnia. You're actually great at sleeping. Now I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, "Oh no, no, last night, like you don't understand. I slept maybe 2 hours. I'm pushing it 2 hours." Um, that's a lie, actually. You slept beautifully last night. It was amazing. Every night you're like this. I'm actually really impressed by how well you sleep. You're just like you just sit down on the bed and you're just fucking out. Really envious of your sleep quality. It looks pretty amazing. Now, there's a great little quote from Slavoj Žižek from The Sublime Object of Ideology, where he's talking about Pascal's Pascal's custom, as opposed to the like behavioral psychology interpretation of how ritual works, of how or no, of how your behavior or how your beliefs are conditioned by your behavior. It's not that they're just conditioned. It's that your beliefs, your conscious beliefs and your unconscious beliefs are two different things and they run on two different tracks, okay? Your conscious beliefs can be totally discordant with what you actually do, right? That's the kind of the main crux of that book. But your unconscious beliefs are very much changed by your activity, the sort of the resulting assumptions that come from what you do in whatever particular way that you do it. So an example would be prayer. Like if you were forced to pray, or you're just forcing yourself to pray with no religious inclination whatsoever, no belief in God, you do not grow up religious, um, and you don't consciously believe it, but you're just praying for because you're I don't know you're like fucking kidnapped or something. You got to do your 5 daily prayers because you got stuck in Afghanistan. Eventually, although your conscious belief will probably take a long time to catch up to this, your unconscious belief will actually change to believing in God, and it comes specifically from your activity of every day you are thanking this entity and begging for various things, and the implication is that that entity exists in the way that it exists in those prayers. So anyway, why I'm telling you this is because you don't have insomnia. You don't have insomnia because you sleep great. Okay? So let me explain to you what to do. I got this from a book called The Effortless Sleep Method. I do not remember the author for the fucking life of me. Go look it up if you want to. I'm going to extract the actual useful parts of that book. You're going to want to get in pen and paper for this, okay? Like, whatever ruled thing. Pen. I like pen. You can use a pencil if you want to. I like pen because God doesn't make mistakes. Neither do I. Uh, and so you're going to write 4 things, okay? You're going to write just 4 things. That's all you need to do. But as you write them, okay, you really have to think about what you're writing. Don't just don't just keep scribbling and just sort of like make it like a rote thing. No, like every time you write it, say it in your head and say it like the full meaning to yourself, right? Don't just make it a mantra. Well, we will make it a mantra. So, oh, and honestly, you could probably say these out loud too if you wanted. Like, I would say them to yourself, and hopefully that cements it a little bit more, right? Okay, so what you're gonna do, so you're gonna write. First of all, I slept great last night. I love sleeping. Ugh, ugh. Don't write that. Don't write that. I slept great last night. I love sleeping. Oh, no, no. I slept great last night. I can fall asleep anywhere. I love sleeping. I'm getting better. Exclamation marks or periods, whichever way you want it. No question marks. No question marks allowed. So write those out. Okay. Really, get them in there, saying to yourself. And then you're gonna put that aside and you're gonna sit down and you're gonna meditate for a little bit, okay? You're gonna just pick one of the four, or you could cycle through all four if you really want to. But just start out, just pick one of the four. So let's just say I slept great last night. Pick the first one. I think that's a good one to start with. Sit down, hold that in your mind. I'm a very visual person, so I kind of have to have like the text sort of floating in space in my mind's eye, right? But do it whatever way you want, whatever way works for you. If you're more auditory, just think it like a mantra. Like if you were to imagine an ohm, it would just be like I slept great last night. I slept great last night, like that, right? Um, and so you run through that. Let's just say like 10 minutes, because we don't want to like push this, especially if you haven't like meditated very often, right? We just want to get concentration on it, cement it in there, and we don't want the mantra to become just a meaningless set of syllables, just something to concentrate on, because the meaning is fairly important here. Because we are doing a bit of, what do you call it? A bit of custom here, right? We don't want to be too monotonous. So once you've done that, okay, you're gonna rise back up and you're going to write down those four things again, all right? And get you're gonna have to force this, right? Or you might have to force this. Maybe you'll just really take to this. I had to force it when I did it. You're gonna have to sort of force a feeling of excitement and just like hammer yourself with just I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, and write out those four things again with this like kind of like exuberance because you believe it's true. Just act as if you believe it's true. Okay? Act as if it is true and it will become true. Okay? Okay, so one more thing that just came to me. I was avoiding talking about lifestyle things because you can find that everywhere. Like if you just Google how to cure insomnia, you're gonna get like a million fucking SEO articles talking about like, oh, you try not staring at your phone for 15 hours before you went to bed. Like, okay, yeah, that's fucking obvious, right? Get a blue light filter, okay? But the one really good tip that the book has about like sleep hygiene, or not even sleep hygiene, but behavioral changes in the larger in the rest of your life. Stop telling everyone you have insomnia. Okay. So first of all, that's a lie because, as I said, you don't have insomnia. But also, like it's to your detriment, right? We wanna kill that. It will help everything if actually you do the reverse. You go around telling everyone that you slept amazingly last night. That like, oh wow, I slept so great. Now, unfortunately, because of like the way things are today, you might actually piss people off by doing that because they'll think you're gloating because they also haven't slept well. But don't worry about that. Just like if anyone asks like, "Oh man, you look tired. What's happening?" You just say, "Well, I just slept great last night. I just got like raccoon eyes. You know, it's just kind of like genetic." Uh, so yeah, stop talking about it. That is the most important thing you can do in your daily life. All right, that's it. Just wanted to have this as a resource for people. And yeah, signing off.